Hello, Christina of Red Soul, and happy Independence Day or happy 4th, or however you want to celebrate this country. Blessings to each and every one of you, and thanks for tuning into the video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe if you haven't done so, and this important message to your friends. Now, you're probably wondering why. I had the day off today. That's a blessing. And I was going to go into like historical events about America, but I want to go into more about where we've come over the last several years in this country. Um, the point of people, including some white people, why they hate this country so much, especially millennials and younger, I guess, um, and why I'm proud of this country. So I'll start with this. Number one, like being a conservative, probably a Christian as well, as a black person is already an oxymoron. So for the point of me being proud to be an American is probably just as harsh because the so-called oppression and things like that, whatever that means, and so-called systemic racism, which doesn't exist in the United States. Now, I'm not denying it may exist in other parts of the world, but it's definitely not here. Other cases about the past, about the country being stolen, which is also a lie. There was a battle, and the best man won for the job. Everyone in the whole world colonized one way or another. Okay, it wasn't just this country. Um, the British is one example. The Japanese is one example. The Germans are one is another example of their past sins. Yet you don't see their citizens going around globally and making it known, or even making videos how much they hate their country, as they shouldn't. So, if you want to look at, I learned all this from Matt Walsh. He did a good presentation. It's about over 30 minutes long. And you can also check out Allie Beth Stuckey and why she's proud to be an American. Now, another reason why people may give me the side eye about being proud of this country. I grew up with the same thing about marginalization and civilization, and um, if whites went through the same thing, they wouldn't be proud. Well, you don't know that. But I did one incident. I'll start with that first, and then I'll go into the student I spoke with who was actually from Africa. Okay. And then later on, when I think about it, I'll probably do this tomorrow about the social justice heresy, the wokeism, the CRT, and how all this is getting on my nerves as well. And I also found a biblical response to all of that because social justice, as even preached in our churches now, is not the gospel. So several years ago, I had the privilege of going to Boston for 4th of July weekend when I was still living in Chicago. I was a teacher under the city colleges, and I made a decent wage to take care of myself. It wasn't the best, not as much as I'm making now currently, but it was still enough to get by, and I had the privilege to go on this trip. And of course, Chicago is closer than um, Dallas, so I went there. And my first night, I went to the Sam Adams Brewery and had the tour and everything because that was one of the things I wanted to see. And they were giving all these birthday shout outs as we were sitting and, waiting for the trolley to take us to um, um, a place where we can get free glasses from the Sam Adams location. And I got my pretty glass. And so they were giving birthday shout outs. Okay. Whose birthday is, and people were giving out their birthdays and we're clapping and all of that. And then I think after maybe 3 or 4 people, I raised my hand. I said, well, what about the birthday of our country? And, everyone was like, yeah, that's right. USA, USA, USA. And from a glance, I didn't stare at them, but across like a couple of tables ahead of me, they were facing my way. Uh, uh, Maybe they were a couple, maybe they were friends, maybe they were brothers and sisters, I don't know. A couple of black folks looked at me like, I can't believe she said that. And I don't regret saying it. Second time, when I taught in New York a few years ago, I asked a student, I think I shared this story before. He was from a West African country, Burkina Faso. I think I'm saying it correctly. And I asked, hey, so before we ended class, and the class was still there. I think it was like a class of 15, 20, whatnot. And I said, so and so, say, what do you think about this country? I mean, I know New York is all you know, but he said, yeah, I like it here, And I said, well, what is your opinion about Black Americans? Because we're not African Americans, and neither are we this ADOS nonsense to try to get reparations, another economic issue with the social justice that I'm going to get into in the future. I said, yeah, they like to say they're so oppressed and it's white supremacy that's holding them back. Even though that's not the case, I don't think the average white person is even thinking about black folks like that. But anywho, and it's so oppression in this country past sins. So, in your opinion, let's say the majority of Black Americans who felt that way, because all of us don't think that way, uh, had the privilege to go to Africa, go back and live there. What would you say to them? You know what's coming. It's not paradise. He said they would die there. You have to go more than a mile to get a hamburger. There's no McDonald's, not too far in sight. I mean, maybe if you go to one of those metropolis cities in Kenya, what is it? Uh, Nairobi, or a big city in Ghana or in Nigeria, but those Christians are being under heavy persecution. So I wish I had recorded what he said, but of course, I couldn't record the conversations in class. But it was interesting, and I'm glad that he shared that because this is the only country where anybody, despite of her, why do you think a lot of people try to get here, die coming here in the first place? Because they know this is the land of opportunity, a land of hope, freedom. Okay? One of the reasons, speaking of freedom, why I'm proud to be in this country or to be a citizen in this country is that as a follower of Jesus Christ, I don't have to fear for my life to go to a place of worship, to share the gospel, and to carry my Bible. I can pray in a restaurant, even in public, lift up my hands and praise God without worried about being arrested or beaten or killed. Because this world alone, I don't know if you can even guess a number of the number of countries that are suffering under the gospel. That's why I end my videos the way I end them. 51, more than half, countries in this world where the gospel of Jesus Christ is illegal. And that includes a lot of African and Asian countries. Yes, where the oppressed so-called people live, according to this country. And another thing, I didn't even learn to appreciate this country until I was in another country. Because the things we take for granted here, electricity, the lights I'm using here, the technology I'm using to talk to you, clean water, food, uh, medicine, a cure for my myopia if I choose to get the cataract surgery, having decent teeth. I mean, really, the things that we take for granted here. And yet you got these clowns on TV with a camera on their face. If I were their parents, I'd be ashamed of them. Like, how dare you disrespect the country you were born in like that? And they really don't know what they're saying when they talk this nonsense. So, those of you who love this country, I'm going to enjoy some chicken. The rest of you can enjoy your hot dogs and your hamburgers. Keep eating. Throw back soda, juice, water, whatever floats your boat to celebrate. Okay? And enjoy the fireworks, whether on television or if you're going somewhere. And just, yeah, happy birthday, America. Christina Redso, thanks for listening. Pray for our nation. Pray for our brothers and sisters in the persecuted church. And I'll talk to you super soon. Have a blessed day.